Okay. Ito yung ating learning outcomes for week 1 to 3. Discuss the data, the qualities of visual information, and the value information. Okay. And then explain the major business processes, the information between internal and external parties, the basic function of AIS, and how it add value to the organization. Itong Excel activities, i-ignore nyo lang ito, no? Kasi this is doon sa ating second term. But i-discuss natin ito, itong e-book na ito, in the form of recitation. No? So, yung recitation natin, pwede sa chat box. Anyway, I will write it down. Meron akong record dito, notes. No? Anyway, I will also transfer this to Excel. So, pwede tayo sa chat box. And then, pwede din doon sa mag-raise hand. No? Ready ko na. Okay, so let's start. So, ito yung ating based on the textbook. No? Distinguish data from information, the characteristic of useful information, explain how to determine the value of information. So, first question is, what are the difference of data and information? What do you think? So, pwede kayong mag-raise hand there or pwede doon sa ating chat box. Teka, may nag-raise hand. Yes, Romaldon.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good
In my
morning.
own opinion po, data is a collection of raw which is unorganized, unlike in information where information it is an organized process and structured data where it can help us in making decisions.
Yeah, correct. No? So, data are raw facts or dili pa siya organized, while information, they are processed data or organized data. Okay, give me example of data and information. Data and then how it processed to become an information. Anybody? You may raise your hand. Yes, mabulak. Nagre-record ako ha.
One of the example of data, mom, I can include the customer, the name of the customer, and one of the example of information can be also customer information. So from the data, which is the name of the customer, you can input the data, which means that is the name of the customer, and it will be processed to the information.
Okay, medyo hindi ko lang matanggal. Okay lang daw. Other answers? Other answers? Sino po yung nag-reason? May nag-reason pa yun kanina. So, mabulak tama ba ako na the data, yung customers,
Yes, po, ma'am, the name of the customer,
name
also
of
the
customers.
quantity,
Okay.
the
How it is processed to become an information.
So it will be processed to become an information if you could able to include those details of the name of the customer or the further information of the customer information, so that it could be included as information.
Mhm. Yeah, pwede, no? So, say, name of customer, their data, the customer's sales, that is data, the date, the price, data siya. So, i-collect natin yung data. So, we have the sales of customer A. So, magiging information na yan. So, ito yung benta natin from customer A. So, pwede ganun. Okay? Correct? So, let's go here. Ito class ha. Do not ignore the blue font ha. So, basahin niyo yun siya ha. So, we have also system and subsystem of the AIS. There are interrelated components, no? Okay. Um, what do you think? Why is it accounting information system is very important in the organization? How it gives benefits to the organization? What do you think? How AIS give benefit or the importance of AIS to the organization? So we have Midrano. Yeah, Midrano.
Um, Accounting information system is important in the organization because it collects and records as well as stores the processes data to produce information for decision makers. And also, it processes financial transactions and non-financial transactions that affect the processing of financial transaction directly. So, with the help of accounting information system, the users would be able to access the information in the devices and come up with a accurate decision for the organization po.
Yeah, correct. No? Kasi the information system, nag-collect siya ng data, ipaprocess niya. And then, magiging information na yan for decision makers. So, we have Bilagantol. Other answer?
Same with Miss Timmy, ma'am, that AIS is important in a business because to sum it all, it organizes the data to information. So if we're going to have this in a kanang mano-mano lang po, then
Yes.
it will be kanang messy po but if an organization will have an AIS with their organization, then it will be a great help for them to manage the transaction and to have a decision with the data and information available. That's
Okay,
it.
very good. You want to add Espiritu,
Yes,
Francesca?
ma'am.
Yes.
I want to add that AIS is designed to set the accuracy of the information coming through the company and um, establish good administration for the organization, and where the data inputs will have helpful information for the users in internal and external parties who need access to the organization's operation po.
Okay, very good. In other words, it helps the organization achieve the goal, no? And then it also help the organization adding value or giving satisfaction to the internal and external parties, no? Because of AIS, mas madali na yung pag-organize ng data kasi compared to manual, ano, pabalik-balik pa ulit-ulit yung mga data and information, and there would be no sharing of information. So medyo medyo matagal ang sharing or matagal ang decision makers. Okay, other Lapides?
I would like to add po, ma'am. So,
Okay.
AIS po, it draws on theory and practice from the related disciplines of MIS and computer science, as well as accounting, auditing, other business disciplines such as management and marketing and economic psychology, and which is very important in decision making for the company po, ma'am.
Yes. Kasi naggagawa siya ng mga trending analysis, mga predictive analysis, no, for future decision. Kasi kung wala yan siya, no, mahihirapan tayo. Example, we want to decide how much inventory that we will be going to purchase within 6 months or within a year, na wala tayong excess na inventory or wala tayong kulang na inventory. So, yun, no. So, kailangan siya yung ating system. And then, we want also to achieve the goal of the organization. So we call it goal congruence. No, the subsystem must achieve its goal. If the system will not achieve the goal of the system as a whole, so the opposite of it is goal conflict. Okay, so yeah. Let's go to the information overload. So as a student, when you encountered information and then when you Google something in the internet, what ano ba, are you comfortable of the information that you are gathered when you get some information from the internet or whatsoever? So how information overload affect to your decision? Nag-affect ba yan sa decision or hindi? Information overload. Or how do you filter information? Yes, Lapides?
I would like to talk lang about ma'am, first of all, ma'am, since we are searching and then Google can provide everything.
Yes.
In just one click we can search everything. But as a student, we really need to filter everything. We really need to find the sources which is credible,
Yes.
because not information in the internet are valid. Not
Yes.
information in the internet provides fact. Some of it are just opinions of others po, ma'am.
Okay. Other,
So I
yes. Okay. So filter the information, make it, no, you will only gather those information that are reliable, that are relevant for decision. Wala laging nag-chat, no? Pwede kayong mag-chat, yung mga mahihain, no? So, pwede mag-chat. So, sa accounting information system, you will only filter those information that is needed for the processing, no? Kung ano yung needed lang sa process or ano yung needed for decision making. So, kasi kung mahirapan tayo if marami na siyang information, so meron tayong magdi-decline yung quality of your decision making if too much information, no? Too much information, no? Overloading of information, medyo mahirapan tayo. So, kung when you apply it as a student, you will only filter those information. When you Google something, you just filter yung top 10, no, or top 20, you just look on it, or you will look on the scholarly done resources, no. So, uh, ano talaga, merong mga researches na ginawa talaga, and then reliable sources. So, titingnan mo yung latest, so timely resources, relevant resources, reliable resources. So, it talks about the qualities of the good information. And this information that we are gathered, meron niya siyang value. Okay? Meron niya siyang value. Say for example, when we conduct research, when we conduct innovation, we are choosing for the best product, for marketable product. So you survey muna, nagsusurvey tayo, no? Nag-conduct tayo ng marketing research. So we pay for the research, we pay for the enumerators. Sometimes we pay those who will give us information. So, dapat titingnan mo yung value of information, the benefit must exceed its cost. including also in the system, LAS, when we choose accounting information system that is beneficial to the company, you need to weigh the benefits over the cost. So the benefit must exceed the cost. So if your company is small, no, kung small ang company, and then the AES is very costly, so siguro hindi na lang i-ano muna natin, i-forgan muna natin si AIS, so magma-manual. Kaya nagma-manual yung iba kasi their company is small, so they cannot cater to the cost of the system. But if your company is already big, medyo malaki na yung company and you have already um, the resources to buy the system, so pwede natin i-weigh natin as because we are of course we are involved here, no, in choosing the AIS. So pwede tayo consultant, pwede tayo user, pwede tayo designer on the system. So titingnan natin, i-weigh natin yan, no. So weigh the benefit and over the cost. Okay, so value of information. So these are the characteristics of useful information. So we have relevant, reliable, complete, timely, understandable, verifiable, and then accessible. So meron bang instances na this useful information may conflict to each other? Give me some example, give me some situation that there are instances that this information will conflict. Okay, Romaldon. Ay, Romaldo, nakakuha naman ka. Any other hands? Walang other hands? Sige, Romaldon. Ako na lang pong inote dali. Okay? Si Mercedes,
Um,
dalawa din yun. Okay?
ano po ma'am, when it comes in information, even though it is relevant, reliable, complete, but if it is not timely, then it
Yes.
can be useless. We cannot
Yes.
use it if hindi siya updated.
Yes.
Kasi nowadays, we used to be more updated through social medias, and once the news is kanang panis na good, ayan,
Okay.
so it seems like it is useless
Okay.
kahit reliable pa siya, relevant and complete. So, yun po.
Okay, yes, no? So, dapat reliable ang ating information. So, kaya nga we are using estimate, no, para at least ma-achieve natin yung timely. Kasi medyo mahirap kukunin yung reliable nga or relevant na information in the matter of time, no, nga madali kaagad. Kaya even in managerial accounting, we are just using estimate for decision making. So we just get past events. So, tingnan natin yung mga past events. Yes, may raise hand. So we have Bilika.
Yes po, ma'am. Mag-add lang po ako about
Okay.
sa conflict po na characteristics. There are instances po na informations are relevant, reliable, and timely. However, it is not accessible po for everyone because
Okay.
there are informations po na there are payments needed or informations that are only scholars could be open, ma'am, like that po.
Okay, so accessibility, no? Medrano muna and then after Medrano, Ramos. Okay, Medrano?
Good morning po. I think po any of the qualities of the useful information, if missing ang isa,
Okay.
if missing ang isa talaga ma'am, all the information would be invalid or like unuseful, because I think if one of these are not present in the information,
Mm-hmm.
it weakens the information. The user that will be that will read this information will have a question, will have would wonder what what about this, what about that, and
Mm-hmm.
how good it is, how will it influence my information in my decision. So I think one of these useful information would be missing, then the information would be unuseful for the decision maker.
Okay, yes. Yeah, may point ka. How about you, Ramos?
Actually, we have the same ano ma'am. Like for example, even if the information that you will give to your um users, if it is not understandable, ma'am,
Yes.
then it will be useless because not all users, ma'am, has the same level of understanding or comprehension about the reports that you make to them. So as an ano ma'am, as a provider of information, you need to create those things in an easy manner. Like for example, kanang normal customer, then kanang kung mga sa taas na sa company. So then if you are going to provide financial statements, for example, then you have to provide the simple format as much as possible in order for them to decide whether if it is ano ma'am, good to, or it is easy to understand the financial conditions ma'am, of your company.
Yes, okay. So dapat you can compare it with the other FS or ma-understand ng iba, no? So may mga common terms sila nga dapat uh, to the reader, they can understand it, no? Hindi ikaw lang talagang maka-understand nito. How about accessibility and relevant? May mga instances ba na kasi hindi ito accessible? Say for example, we want to get the um, ratios of a certain company, or say manufacturing concern, or metal manufacturing company, and we want to get the ratios, the ano yan, uh, accounts receivable ratios, or inventory turnover ratios, ano gani, or mga average collection of the receivable, we want to get it. And then, the information, they are not accessible to you kasi kailangan ka pang magbayad, no? Or kailangan ka pang because of data privacy, may Data Privacy Act, and you cannot get it even when you go to the Security and Exchange Commission, and then you need that information. So what do you think? How you will achieve the information? Paano yan siya? If ever may mga ganun na situation. Anybody? Wala? Tingnan natin ang chat box. Kaya ako, no? So, may mga instances talaga na uh, may conflict between the two, no? So, if that is the case, kung hindi siya accessible, so you can refer to the literature. So, hanap tayo sa literatures. Ano ba yung average inventory turnover of the certain company? So, you just refer it as your basis. So, pwede natin siya maggamit, no? So, uh, still relevant pa rin siya because na ay mga basis, may mga reviews, may mga literature na given. So, you can use mga literatures to get some relevant information. And reliable naman din siya kasi siguro may na-conduct sila nga researches, no? So, mga ganun ng situations. So, but to be useful, the information must possess all these characteristics. So, it must be relevant, no? Mga, yes, may lapides.
I would just like to add, ma'am,
Okay.
some of it, ma'am, is sometime po ba, ma'am, na we need to sacrifice one
Yes.
characteristic po, another characteristic to ensure, for example, ma'am, ensuring that the information is more complete.
Yeah.
Sometimes it may reduce its timeliness po, di ba, ma'am?
Yes.
Because we are gathering data, all complete data, but we cannot gather those very timely or pinaka early nga data or pinaka bagong data, ma'am. So it will compromise our one characteristic, which is completeness po, ma'am.
Yes, because of kasi marami kasing mga sources na kukunin, no? So siguro pag when go to the different sources, hindi siya ibibigay kaagad. So ma-compromise talaga yung completeness and timeliness. So yung iba, they are just using estimate na lang. Tingnan natin, ito yung range last year, or ito yung range for 5 years, no? May trending analysis, so siguro nag-i-increase siya ng 10% or nag-i-increase ng 5%. So expected natin, nag-i-increase din siya after 6 months or after 1 year, nag-i-increase siya ng ganito. So pwede tayong mag-estimate. So using also the past events, so pwede ganun, no? Kaya dili mo siya makompleto kaagad nga ganito talaga yung tama, accurate na data. Then, kailangan mo na i-decide. Mag-decide ka na uh, make or buy. Ano ganit man. Whether you will buy a certain product or you just make the certain product. Or whether you will say for example, whether you will close this establishment or whether you will still continue it, no? Titingnan mo ano yung benefit ng company. So, again, the AIS will also help us because ang AIS kasi nagsusstore ng data, no? Ng mga previous data. So, from the previous data, we can do some analysis naman, no? We can do some trending analysis. We can already predict, mapipredict natin na there is this increase, this is the average, this is the ganun ganon. So we can already use that one, no, for decision making. Okay. These are the business processes and we have several key decision and meron tayong mga information needs. So of course, yung information needs na ito, kailangan siya no angkop to our key decision. Wait muna sa akin. Tingnan ko muna, i-check natin. Nagklase si Sayon? Ayan, ayun ako na sa anak. Okay. Let's go here. So, ang mga information, dapat i-ano mo talaga, no? Titingnan mo nga. Kino yung mga information relevant yan for our decision making. And we have several business process, no? Whether we want to acquire capital, so the information that you will gather is the cash flow projection. So, ito, mga estimate man ito, or the financial statements, no? If you want to acquire inventory, so titingnan mo yung inventory management system mo, the status report. Wala lang mo ka sa AR, so titingnan mo talaga yung angkop for decision making. Okay. So we have several business processes, and the AIS cater these business processes, or we have this transaction cycle. So in our subject, i-discuss lang natin si revenue cycle, tatlong cycle tayo. The revenue cycle, the expenditure cycle, and the GL cycle. So if you observe on the AIS, meron tayong give and get, no? We give something and we get something in exchange. Okay? Then we have the internal and external parties. So there is an interaction between the internal and external parties, no? And the AIS plays the major part on giving those information towards the internal and external parties. Okay, ano lang natin ha. So, yan, meron tayong give and get. Anyway, na-discuss yan sa interactive content natin. Okay? And then we have the common cycle activities. So, please read it again. Yan. So, si GL system, we will also, this is part of our final, no? I-discuss natin yan. And we just focus on the internal control. Okay, balik yan, dito tayo sa AIS. There are 6 components of AIS: the people, the procedure, instructions, the data, the software, the information technology infrastructure, internal controls, and security measures. So, what do you think? Within these 6 components, may ano ba, may superior ba? or walang superior between these 6? What do you think? Anybody? Let's say, if i-eliminate natin yung isa, mag-function pa rin ba si AIS or not? May superiority ba? Or what particular elements that you like in the AIS? Wala. Magtawag ko ha. Okay. Pamintira to silang kuan. Sama na makita ang mga adara-dahidari. Okay. Mauna yun ang mga first, no? Bilagantol, Adrian.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, what do you think?
I think, ma'am, these 6 components are important since it comes from the data wherein you can get it to the people, and then you will You will go to the procedures and instructions to collect and process and store data. So it depends on how you will collect it, like interview or whatsoever, and then you will get that data. And through the AIS, you will process it and encode it to the system and make uh, and produce an information that will be used in the decision making, or the information required including the computer. So it these are important to have the information at the decision of the organization.
Okay. Other answers? Teka, may tingnan natin ang chat. Good, ay, di mo maghilom kayo ba? So, meron tayo here. Si Ramos, mana naman ni si Ramos, si Pipino. Pipino, and then Cornelius.
Good morning, ma'am. I think no one is superior sa components of AIS since every component is needed in order for AIS to process data and produce information po. And the procedures or instruction is also very crucial and important since para ma-align siya sa strategy or goals ng organization po.
Okay. How about you, Pardilio?
I agree with Miss Pipino, ma'am, na walang superior sa components ng AAS, ma'am, because these components, ma'am, will enable the business, ma'am, to function properly po, ma'am. They enable to collect and store data about the organizational activities po, ma'am, and to
Okay.
transform the data into information, ma'am, for the decision making of the business po.
Yes, no? So lahat ng components, they play an important role in the system. Meron pang nag-raise hand. La Manila. Tingnan natin ang answer nila Manila. Yes. Yeah, they have rule. Each have a rule. Okay, so walang superiority. Okay, kasi kung wala talaga yung mga ganitong nga components, so siguro mag-malfunction ang system, no? So, tingnan natin. So, the data must be good data. No? Pa-process ng system kasi garbage in, garbage out yan, no? So, dapat yung data natin possess all the good characteristics of the data. Na i-process yan kasi ng system information. And we need some people also, no? Kasi the people will decide. Siya ang mag-decide, no? And then, of course, we have the infrastructures and peripherals. And importante is the internal control and security measures kasi useless. Useless, you have the people, siguro you have the most skillful people in your organizations. You have also the procedures, the good procedures, planned procedures and instructions, no, na streamline na yung process, na streamline na yung collection, yung ating transaction. Maganda talaga yung ating system. And then the data, they are good data, no? Kailangan na reliable data, nangyari talaga yung mga transactions. You have the good software, you have the nice infrastructures and mga peripheral devices, but you miss out the internal control and security measures. So what happened? What do you think? Anong mangyayari, no, if there are no proper internal control and security measures in your AIS, no? So, kaya we also focus on this, no, in our transaction processing cycle. So, we have the procedures and ito, nakaligtaan natin, no, the internal control and security measures in the uh, in your AIS, no? The proper segregation of functions, the output, the input control, the process control, etc. No, para at least we we are we are sure we 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 have the assurance that the information na napaprocess ng system, that our decision coming from the information na naprocess ng system, they are properly and well organized. So lahat may mga rule yan. Okay. So AIS add value to organization. These are the reason, no? If your AIS is well designed, Kasi may mga not well-designed AIS kasi walang proper planning, walang proper nagmamadali yung management. So hindi siya well-designed. So a well-designed AIS can add value by improving the quality, reduce the cost of products or services, improve efficiency. Of course, there is sharing of knowledge and improving the efficiency and effectiveness in your supply chain, improve the internal control structure, and improve decision making. So, yun, no? So, maganda kung well-designed ang AIS natin. Ay. Sunod lang, Jim. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, these are the factors influencing the design of AIS. No? Anybody from the class? Can you explain how these factors affect the AIS? Si alerte na i-record natin na. So, si Manilaw, Barengke, Alerete, okay, what do you think? How these factors affect or influence the design? So, let's I will call names. Medelo. Betty, May?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Wait, so am I audible po?
Yeah.
So, the organizational culture, the business strategy, and the information technology can affect the design of AIS since the business policies or standards set by by the management should be implemented in the design of AIS po, and also how the strategy, like how the inventory control and other strategies of the business should be like implemented po sa pag-design.
Okay, yeah. Other expedition? Medelio. Reyes. Reyes? Wala. Medrina?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
I think po, ma'am, it influence the design of the AIS because depende din po siya sa mga business activities po,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, ganun po, ma'am. The nature of the business, kung maglalay sila kay for the kung time po sa manufacturing company, they na sila po production cycle. So sa pag-design sa AIS, na po siya production cycle po. So if sa service po, if service company naman is wala siya production cycle. So it really depends po sa form or sa nature and sa business activities po sa so it really influence sa pag-design sa AIS.
Okay, yes.
Yun po, ma'am.
And then, dapat involved talaga ang management. Kasi kung hindi involved yung management, of course, magkakaroon ng problem, no? Especially on the implementation side of the AIS. Maraming mga unsuccessful implementation of AIS. Meron din tayong mga successful implementation of AIS. And one of the concern there is yung organizational culture. Kasi hindi hands-on si management, no? On the system. So, na failure yung implementation of AIS. Okay, may wala. Tingnan natin. Ah, Walang nag-chat eh. Akala ko may nag-chat. Yan. So we have value chain. you have the primary activities and support activities, no? So, when we say primary activities, usually ito yung hands-on talaga. They are providing value to customers. Sila yung hands-on sa customer. So, sila, parang they are the frontliners, no? So, sila yung uh, primarily involved in the business processing, no? Sa inbound logistic operation, outbound logistic marketing and sales, and we have also services. While support activities, ano lang, so nag-give support lang. So, accounting is, that's part of support kasi hindi tayo primarily on the, on the, uh, giving value to the customer. So, nandun tayo sa support. Although wala siya dili nalagay, pero we are part of the support, no? For an infrastructure, we have the human resource, the technology, and the purchasing. Okay, ayan. Na-discuss ito sa ating interactive content. So, we go to the summary. So, we have four basic transactions: the revenue cycle, expenditure cycle, human resource cycle, financing cycle. Hindi nilagay ang GL, no? Pero the GL and reporting system, the four cycles will, papunta talaga sa GL system. So, in our subject, ang i-discuss natin, part of our subject is the revenue cycle, the expenditure cycle, and the GL system. So, this one is for the second, the third, and this one is on the finals, no? So, we need all the elements of the system. We need all the elements in the system to make our AIS successful, or to make our AIS system efficient and effective, no, for decision making. And of course, we can achieve goal congruence, no, if we have a good or well designed accounting information system. So, yun, no? Tapos na tayo sa ating lecture. So, we have also some quizzes here. So, titingnan nyo na lang yun, ha? So, anyway, may quiz naman tayo dito sa ating LMS. Any takeaways? I need 2 or 3 person. Mga what did you learn? What are your learnings? We have Bilbao. At least 2, Bilbao. Yeah, Bilbao.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
So my takeaways po is, based po sa first na na-discuss, the data are the raw facts. It is not organized and processed compared to the information which is processed na po siya, and a it gives po, or it provides meaning to the decision makers po by guiding them po. And based din po sa diagram kanina na the organizational culture, the business strategy, and the information system are significant in designing the AAS, since it is based on the business natures po and the strategies they want to implement in order to achieve the the goals they established po. And through that po, they can monitor din po if na-achieve ba nila ang na 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 if na-achieve nila ang kanilang goals po. Yun lang po.
Okay, how about you, Agonia?
My takeaways po is, in of accounting information po, it is a part of information system which is this system collects record and store the and process also the data that needed for the business to use in decision making. Then my second takeaway is that the component of the AIS, the six of it, is very important in a AIS because it is the foundation of it IS. Therefore, if one of it is internal control po is nawala, then the IAS is not secured enough po to make information.
Okay, yes. So, thank you, class, no? Thank you for coming. So, I think yun lang, natapos na tayo. So, reminders lang tayo sa ating mga due dates, no? We have the due natin sa, itong quiz. medyo matagal pa ito. This week, wala tayong exam, right? So, yung exam natin next week pa. So, yung ating next na synchronous more on case analysis tayo. So, still pa rin with, parang I am your facilitator and will ask questions, no? So, you will need to talk. So, I'll record the discussion here. So, tell me ha if hindi na-mention yung name ninyo. So, we have here Romaldon, Mabulak, Midrano, Bilagantol, Espirito, Lapides, we have Delica Ramos, nagbalik si Bilagantol, Pipino, Pardilio, Lamanilaw, Barinque, Alerete, Medrina, Bilbao, and Agonia. So, yun, na-record natin for recitation. So, next also, no? So, magre-recite din yung iba, ha? So, kana lang. So, keep safe, everyone. So, see you on our next synchronous. Bye-bye.
You
Thank
too,
you
ma'am.
po.
Mag-comment, mag-comment.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Goodbye,
Okay,
ma'am.
bye-bye.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank
Goodbye,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you then. Correct to the